#awkward.
Hey YouTube! Today I'm going to be talking about the word awkward. This word seems to be cropping up more and more. The only problem with this is that its meaning is often misconveyed. Awkward does not mean quirky or cute. It just means uncomfortable. Now, as a person who constantly puts herself in uncomfortable situations, I feel the need to share them with you. So hopefully you guys are able to relate to these, and let's get started. Number 1. I stare at people for extended periods of time without realizing it. Now, in the classroom, I zone out a lot. And unfortunately, when I'm staring into space, someone is almost always in my direct line of vision. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if I had a pleasant resting face, but my resting face is very aggravated looking, so a lot of the time I will end up zoning out in class, accidentally staring at some poor helpless victim on the other side of the room with a face like a bulldog who just swallowed a wasp. This is why Sarah doesn't make friends. Number 2. I often say goodbye to people and then walk in the same direction. This happens almost every day. I'll be walking in the hallway with a friend, we'll reach a fork in the road and have to part ways. We'll say goodbye and then we end up walking in the same direction. Now, a normal person would roll with this and laugh it off and continue the conversation. I don't. What I do is pretend like I no longer see them and I speed walk down the hallway as fast as I possibly can. Because for some reason, once I formally say goodbye to someone, I can no longer acknowledge their existence. Number 3. I make awkward typos all the time. The other day, I was texting my friend and she asked me to pull out my assignment from the day before. I tried to type, "Sure, give me a sec," but I forgot the A, so it said, "Give me sec," and then of course, sec autocorrected to sex, and I said, "Give me sex." Not what I was trying to say at all. Way to go, Sarah. Smooth as a baby's butt. That is awkward too. Number 4. My responses to people often don't make sense. For example, someone will come up to me and say, "Hey Sarah, how are you?" And I'll say, "Thank you." No, Sarah, no. Number 5. I hide from my classmates when I see them outside of school. I don't understand this one at all. I can talk to a classmate perfectly fine when we're in the classroom. However, if I see them in the supermarket, I freak out. If I know them but I don't really know them, I don't know whether I know them enough to approach them. Number 6. I'm very bad with names, and I just make things worse for myself. When I meet someone, I'll ask them for their name, and I'll remember it for maybe 20 seconds, and then I'll forget it. And the next time I see them, I'm like,
oh, should I ask them for their name? That might be kind of insulting. I met them last time.
And it just keeps progressing and progressing until I know this person fairly well. We've had several conversations, and I don't know their name. And at that point, it's way too far gone for me to ask them because that would just be incredibly hurtful. So I just continue calling them you and dude, fella. Last of all, number 7. I pretend to understand people when I really can't. When I'm talking to someone and they're either speaking too fast for me to understand or they are too quiet for me to understand, instead of asking them to repeat themselves, I just nod and smile. Now, I am 100% sure that this has gotten me into some horrible situations. I have just been completely unaware. Sarah, my dog just died. Yeah! So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys could relate to some of these things. I hope it made you laugh, and I will see y'all next week, Thursday. Bye!